We're going to open the club face on the way back, way through. Right palm is facing the sky, so your right palm has to feel like it's more pointed towards the sky than what it is towards the ground. A lot of golfers who drag the handle forward in this position, right palm gets too much towards the ground and we're generally going to struggle. So stand as far away from the golf ball as possible. You're going to lower your hands so your hands are almost level with your knees. You're going to establish a little bit more of your weight on your left foot. As you work the club back, you're going to allow the club face to open, hinging the club up on the way back, keeping the face nice and open. Club up in the backswing, keep that face nice and open. As we come through, chest to the target and right palm to the sky is a great feeling to keep the face nice and open. So almost like this. As you can see from there, I almost feel like as I release the club, the grip end of the club's pointing closer to the middle of my belt buckle as my chest starts to rotate towards the target and I've got that club face nice and open. A lot of people, when they work the club back, is they'll take the club back a little bit too much on the inside with the club face severely closed. If you struggle to get the ball off the ground, that is one of the common errors that's contributing to your lack of success with this shot. So the next time you take the club back, don't really close the club face, get the club really inside. What you feel like you're doing is you're working the club a little bit more outside your body line, so feeling like the club head goes out, the hands stay in, and you're almost trying to feel like your right palm's more towards the sky. That's going to help the club face open a little bit more on the way through. So think, set the grooves to the ground, grooves to the sky, and then keep that loft on the club for as long as possible. Trying to focus on is kind of club working out, then club working in, so that on the way through the butt of the club's working close to my left hip, and my chest is working towards the target with my weight staying on my left foot. So open the club face touch, nice longer backswing, gentle acceleration. So club out, chest to the target, keeping the club face nice and open, almost like that. A lot of golfers will set up to this shot as if they're hitting a field shot, so they'll stand too far away, hands quite low, toe off the ground, heel digging in, and then the face is going to shot. So flip that on its head. What you're going to do is you're going to aim your lower body a little bit more left, so your toes are a little bit more left to target, where the grip's more in the palm of your hand. You're going to feel like the heel of the club's off the ground, and then you're going to feel like you slide the toe underneath the golf ball, so the toe has at least a bit of bounce. So you're going to slide the toe underneath the golf ball, so stand a little bit closer. You're going to open the face, just raise the heel off the ground so it's just, and you see the ball just kind of pop out and run. Easy tap in for par. Drag the handle forward where this tee points in front of your left hip. What I want you to do is when you swing back, as you release the club, right palm's pointing towards the sky, middle of the tee pointing back at your belt buckle. That's going to let the club head release, so it's almost a feeling on the way through. The transition takes a long time. Feel like the weight of the club is just low time as possible to get to the golf ball. Tee pointing back at the middle of your chest as your chest starts to rotate. So rotate the chest towards target, grip end pointing back at the middle of your stomach, so we're letting the club head release a little bit more with the right palm pointing towards the sky, almost like this. Best picture fit all year. What you're going to do is you're going to place a tee in the grip end of your golf club. Many people who struggle with pitching, they get the ball position too far back in the stand, where the proportion of this tee's pointing in terms of where your left hip is. A lot of golfers will take the club back, they'll drag the handle forward, but there's a big disconnection between the grip end and the club head, where the grip end is too far in front of your left hip, and we almost drag the handle, we create too much leaning in the shaft, and what's leading the edge into the ground, we don't utilise the bounce, so it's almost a feeling on the way through. The transition takes a long time. Feel like the weight of the club is just taking as slow time as possible to get to the golf ball. The club grooves are pointing towards the sky, facilitated by right palm to the sky and grip pointing back at your body line. Don't drag the handle forward, so think tee pointing back at the middle of your chest as your chest starts to rotate towards the target. So rotate the chest towards the target, grip end pointing back at the middle of your stomach, almost like this. Two errors I see on a regular basis when people are pitching. What they'll do is they'll take too much loft for the type of shot. They'll place the golf ball a little bit too far back in their stance, so the middle of the stance is a baseline target. They'll place the ball too far back in the stance, the handle a little bit too far forward like this, so the grip end's almost dissecting through your left hip. So if we've got too much shaft lean, we're going to have to get out of that position, so that's where we have to kind of hang our weight behind the golf ball, really release the club early, but that's because we've got too much shaft lean. But as you release the club, your chest is extending and start to rotate towards the target. The ball further forward in your stance. As you release the club, you're going to grip it nice and lightly. The grip end of the club works up and left through impact. That's facilitated through the left shoulder, working up and back through impact. Left shoulder working up